So here's part three of my video series, Lupus and Traumatic Experiences. I was speaking about going to the doctor and how you have to deal with certain feelings that you may be having when you're at the doctor's office. I don't like going there. I don't know if anybody really likes to go to the doctor. I have really nice doctors. It's not like they're unfriendly, but because of my trust issues, it's hard for me to be there. Basically, it starts a few days before I have to go to the doctor. I have to go to the doctor quite frequently. I get nervous. I have a feeling of tension, and I really need to relax before I go. And a million thoughts run through my head from, oh my God, what are they going to tell me is wrong this time? And oh my God, I just don't want to be there. I want to stay here. I don't feel like dealing with it. I go through a whole horrible series of emotions, and this is due to my past traumatic childhood experiences as well. And I'm very aware of this. Being aware of it is the first step, but then dealing with it is a whole other thing. When I'm sitting in the doctor's office, and I have to wait a long time, I get really antsy. I'm sitting there and people believe I'm very calm and collected. It doesn't show on the outside, but inside I'm ready to jump out of my skin. I um I look around and people, there's a bunch of sick people. We're all sick, and I just am like, man, I just don't want to be here. Um, I have a mantra that I tell myself when I'm in the doctor's office. I sit there and I say, look, everybody in here needs to see the doctor, and those people are just as important as you, and you can wait. Be patient. Give me patience. God, give me patience. And I sit there and I say that to myself the whole time, just to keep myself calm. And the longer I have to wait, the more desperate I get. And then when it's my turn, I often, and this isn't good, when I'm in the doctor's office, I rush to get out. And that's not good because when you have a chronic illness, you need to slow down and you need to tell the doctor exactly what you're feeling, whether it be emotionally, physically, where does it hurt. Let them do the examination. They're in a hurry anyway, so if you go in there in a hurry too, they won't really look. They need to take the time to look and discuss, and you need to take the time. It's a matter of being patient and slowing down. Um, you need to take the time to take care of yourself, and this is something that I needed to learn for myself. I had felt because of what happened to me before in my life that I was pretty worthless and not even worth the time. But I tell myself I am worth it. Everybody's worth the time it takes to discover what's ailing them. So that's one of the ways I deal with it. I also do breathing exercises. You have to watch out when you're doing breathing exercises, like when you're getting your blood taken. When I get my blood taken, I'm just like, oh God. I mean, they're sticking a needle in me. For me, it's a form of penetration, and right away I'm having flashbacks. I mean, it's very bad. And I have to do some breathing exercises. When you're doing breathing exercises, it's important to learn the proper breathing exercises. Not that you hyperventilate. Hyperventilating, you know you're hyperventilating when your fingers start to tingle or your mouth or your face. So with me, I go into a deep relaxation and I don't watch them put the needle in there. I don't, look away, look away. Um, the other thing that I do is tell the doctor when I'm nervous. I will call ahead sometimes and tell the nurses in the or the receptionist at the doctor's office, I'm very nervous, I'm not feeling good, and I want you guys to know that. With me, it's even been sometimes I'll get so nervous I will just walk out and go home. And right now that's impossible because my husband drives me there because I'm not allowed to drive the car because I've had seizures. So I sit there with him, and he's a big support. It's always helpful to not be alone for me. When he's there, I feel so much safer. I feel like I can get through it if he's there, and I'm really thankful that he is there. So having people around you, a support network, is very, very important. Um, Not only to talk about when things are bad, but also just to have a good time together. You can still have a wonderful life even if you've had a hard childhood and even if you suffer from an illness. Even if you're having a terminal illness, you can still take the time that you have and try and have some good experiences. And I encourage everybody who is chronically ill to have as many good experiences as you can have. And when your emotional well-being and your emotional state of mind is preventing you from doing that, then you need to take the steps to work on that. It's very important to find not only the physical underlying problem that's making a person ill, but also the emotional um, problem that's making a person ill. Because those emotional problems and experiences, being raped or beaten or anything like that, or robbed or mugged or whatever, can make you physically ill. Don't let anyone ever tell you that that's not the truth, because it is the truth. And don't let anybody belittle your feelings. If you're worried, tell somebody. And if you need to talk about it, talk to somebody. Don't be afraid and don't be shy to speak your mind. And that's my advice for you. And that was my three-part series on traumatic experiences and lupus.